All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mallam Go Podcast by Betway. And we are back on the show tonight. Well. Spain are champions of Europe for the 4th time in their history. Christopher Nimley said it, and I said that if this happened, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give Christopher Nimley a big round of applause. Coach, I love your consistency. Danny K. Nah, if anybody deserves this,
collect your flowers.
It's Coach Nimley. Coach Nimley, we are giving you our...
Highly acknowledged. Of course.
No, Coach Sam. You knew from the beginning. Odifo. Now, this is the true Mallam. Of all these podcasts, you are the true Mallam. You saw what others couldn't see.
Exactly.
You saw what this man couldn't see. You saw what this man...
As for these two,
I didn't look.
The least said about them.
I didn't look.
Their flops were to the final.
If you look, you will see. So long as you're a prophet, if you look...
But you saw the flops.
You were looking, but you were
look,
not seeing.
You saw those who will be flops, but you didn't see the one who will win. That is a very bad way of looking.
Coach. I love this for you, man. Coach Nimley said right from the very beginning, the group stages, even before a ball was kicked, he said Spain were going to win this competition. The group stages, the round of 16, the quarterfinal, semi, he predicted it all the way through to the very end. And that's why he is the coach. And Achu is just Achu.
In fact, to add on,
yes,
he didn't just predict the win. He predicted the manner in which they'll win. He said they'll dominate every opposition in the competition.
Yes.
They'll create chances or outcreate
every team.
in the
And
competition.
the only reason they may not win
is if they waste their chances.
Yes.
And in the final, instead of 7-1, it was 2-1.
Yes. He said it was going to be a one-way affair.
Yes.
It wasn't quite...
No, it was. Look,
the scoreline didn't suggest.
The scoreline didn't suggest. That was a very deceptive scoreline. But on the face of what we all witnessed, by the time Kopama scored that England goal, they should have been down by a minimum of 4.
Wow.
Yes. Because in that whole 45
they did have good chances.
No. In that whole 45 minutes, the Spanish goalkeeper made only one save.
The first half.
That Phil Foden stretching left foot.
Well,
it was a routine save. The second true save that he had to make, that was when the ball ended up in the back of it. But before that, Spain had, in that first half, Pickford had made save. Spain had scored in that second half, just after scoring. Yami Lamar, 3 good chances.
Yes.
Should have put all those away. Then Palmer came and then he scored. Then Southgate went. Look at these people. If you know what was coming to happen to you, you better subdue your celebration. And then I said, look. When I saw the boy from the one who came to replace
Zubimendi.
Yes, Zubimendi.
I mean, that was a very interesting change, wasn't it? Because
no,
how many coaches had the balls?
No, I'm not sure it was tactical. I'm sure.
Are you sure he was carrying an injury?
Yeah, he was.
You think Rodri was injured?
Since then, there's not been any announcement.
No,
he's
but
injured.
Yeah.
He's injured because there's no
Yeah,
way.
but I'm saying the halftime change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was what, if you watch the game, just before the halftime,
he stretched
and then he went to the touchline.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to the touchline and had a little chat with the coach.
So that must have been forced.
Exactly. The change, they wanted to do the change even in the first half. They told them to wait, let him play on bed. I'm sure when he went to the
halftime
dressing room, they looked at it. But look, that boy, the Zubimendi boy, I thought that was what, then the England, he's not Rodri. So Phil Foden stopped doing
So a false sense of confidence.
Exactly. And you see the tactics of the Spanish coach. When it was Rodri and Rius, he allowed Rius to go forward. But the moment he brought Zubimendi, he dropped Rius. So if Southgate too was smart, he should have added one person to go alongside for Foden to do a man-to-man on the two of them. Double team. For Foden rather found himself marking 2 players. Yeah. And that was so uncomfortable for him. So, yes, England scored all, but like I'm saying, before they scored that goal, they should have been down by a minimum of 3 goals. But you could clearly see, even when they equalized, you could clearly see that anytime Spain picked up the ball,
there was a chance to
there was always that opportunity. You were going to create the next clearer chance. And then, look at the goal. One touch football from Zubimendi to the guy who's, what's the name? What is that?
Oyarzabal.
Oyarzabal.
Yeah.
Oyarzabal.
Good.
I've never pronounced his name rightly
Yeah.
before.
Oyarzabal.
The
He
Z
picked
is
up the
th.
pass.
It's
Yes.
th.
Oyarzabal.
Oyarzabal. Like
Oyarzabal.
Arisa Balaha.
Arizabala.
Yes.
Aziza
Oya-
Balaha.
If you don't stop fooling over there.
No,
So
but it's
from-
true.
No, that's true. So from Zubemendi to the young man, to Kukurea, to the young man, bang. I was so confident. Look, what
Oh,
made
offense
me,
is even emotional. Oh.
what
Isn't
Because
Yes.
I love Spain. Man.
You cry.
Spain, I love you. Now
No, it's
I'm
about
crying.
football.
Oh,
It's
good
about
football.
football.
It's making me
Oh.
cry. Oh,
Kukurea.
I watched.
oh, Kuku, what a player. Oh. Yeah, you remember there's this famous video of Eden Hazard doing commentary on his own goal. Oh, what a player! Cucurella,
Yeah.
what a player!
Best left back of the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
It
by
wasn't
far.
even close.
By far. Look. Did I believe he could play like that?
I don't think so.
I don't think. I always knew he was a good player. But for him to have imposed himself both technically, tactically, and physically,
Yeah.
Mm.
I never saw anybody bully him.
Mm-mm.
Nobody. And he was so physical, first to the ball, very emphatic with his tackles. And when he had the chance to give the team that width, he did that with excellence.
And look at that assist.
Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. You see,
Sublime.
look, that is why
This kind of chance you can't miss.
you can't miss.
Yeah.
Can't miss. I told you, Kyle Walker, people, I think it was
Situ,
Situ, the overly. Look, they will tease them.
But in the end, he didn't lose any.
It's not about
Exactly what
it's
we
not-
said was what happened. Everyone knows that when it comes to 1v1 scenarios, nobody in the world is beating him. The issue with him
It's
is
his spatial awareness. He
that's
can
the
be,
problem.
yeah,
And
he
that's
can.
exactly what played
a
out.
Walker can be
Is he?
absent-minded
Yeah,
a
That is
little
why,
bit.
That's
as
what
a
played out.
defender, you cannot only thrive on 1v1.
That's
Look,
right.
the most intelligent or the best defenders
It's your
in the game
appreciation of
are
space.
those who anticipate better
Yes.
and step in and deal
Yes.
with the danger. That's why we all know 1v1 is an obvious danger. So you prepare yourself. But what then happens when you need to pair your positional awareness, come to the aid of the team? That's why he's left on the job. And I think that Spanish winning goal had two players to be faulted. People are blaming Kawaka, but I think Saka
Mhm.
should be
I agree.
You didn't
the
try.
one to be blamed.
Didn't track back as much.
That was his man.
The
Kukurea
fine.
That was his man. Because per the movement of Nico Williams, Kawaka had to move in order to balance the numbers. So who should have been the one tracking Korea? That should have been Saka. Who was he marking? He was not marking it. If you look at
It's
it,
a
he
no
was
man's
just
land.
standing there, just observing what was happening. And for me, I was happy when he did that. It was at the end of the day. Of course, I was happy when he did that because it is just to accelerate what I knew would happen. Quick, so that. But look, I wanted them to equalize
Yeah.
so that we go to extra time.
You fired him.
But them, you see, they were lucky. I told somebody that you were lucky that Omo headed that ball. Because if England had equalized, tactically, the introduction of
For 2-2. You meant from the corner
Yeah,
last
2-2.
minute. Yeah.
the introduction
so
of
unbalanced,
the Brentford striker,
Tony.
along had completely,
It was almost like a Hail Mary.
yes.
He
So
was
if
not
that
taking
had
tactics.
worked out,
Yeah.
look, if that had worked out,
Like extra
Spain
time.
would have gone to score 3 extra goals in that extra
At
time.
this point, anything you say, I believe you.
Because look, England would have now gone.
Anything he says about
No,
Spain, I
They would
believe
have
him.
gone in that extra
I have
time
not-
without
Coach
any
actually
proper
has a
shape.
point. I don't
No,
know.
that's what I'm saying.
The
I
Germany
believe
game.
him.
Yes.
Germany threw on attacking players trying to save it from. When they went into extra time, you look at the balance of their
It
team.
wasn't
not
right.
So they did a lot
We
of
all knew that.
adjustment.
Yeah, one spin
And England would
chance
have
would be
gone too
different.
safe because
Yeah.
they were only playing with one natural holding midfielder in Kyle Walker. They had Declan Rice. They had asked Bellingham to drop a bit deep. Then Ivan Toney, he wouldn't have tackled any player because he's a very slow player. His only benefit is when you go route one to him. But Laporte and the other Nacho would have fancied that battle all day. Now, when the ball gets on that is where Zubimendi, Rios, Yami, Charlie.
What do you guys make of this? I have thought a lot about, for example, the influence of Phil Foden in this tournament, and I have been obviously, lots of people have been very unimpressed with the way he's played in this competition. is there a way they could have gotten better from him? For example, and this is my suggestion, why do you think, for example, the manager, Gary Southgate, never tried, let's say, playing Jude Bellingham alongside Declan Rice in an 8 and 6, and then maybe for Foden in front of them? What is wrong with that?
It's because it's too complex for him to.
For who?
For Southgate, for him to get his team to play that way. He's not capable of it. He hasn't shown he can do that at any level. Not when he briefly coached at club level. Not in the 8 years that he's been manager of the national team.
Because certainly the players are capable. Jude has played there at Dortmund.
Yeah, he did also.
No, but
briefly.
wait, not to cut you, but that's what he did at the World Cup in Qatar. Jude didn't play as a number 10 in Qatar. He played alongside Declan Rice.
So that's my question. Why didn't he try it?
Yeah,
because
but
I feel like
friends, at that, who were the options then in 2022? Was there no Henderson?
Yes.
Was there no Declan Rice? Very different skill set and profile.
Okay.
Right. To have Menu and Henderson are worlds apart. Very different players. When you play Rice and Henderson, you have a bit more insurance, a bit more protection, right, in front of that defense. That is different from when you have to go with Phil Foden and then Jude Bellingham. Look, for me, it's simple. He's not capable of coaching that way, and that's why we haven't seen it in 8 years. You may, against nobodies at Wembley in a European Cup qualifying, the Nations League, you can take that kind of risk and then get the result, because those teams really do not have the quality to trouble you and also do not have the right technical knowledge, right? Especially the coaches who you face. When you meet teams like England have met, they won't. And that's why if you look at the bulk of, if you work the averages and the percentages, the bulk of England's wins have come out against teams who are in the 20 and above of the FIFA World Rankings.
Outside top 10.
Outside the top 10. In fact, if you look at England's performances against all of those teams, you struggle to, over the 8 years, find any consistency in terms of how England want to play and the results they get. Because if it is that their idea is to be conservative and play on the back foot and be that defensive, we should be getting numbers similar to France. Once France play the sort of football that we've criticized them for, they shut up shop. You won't get chances, let alone to score goals. Because, and you see, it shuts people up because in the end, it delivers the results. And when I say results, I'm not even talking about winning trophies. The whole point of playing conservative football is that you limit the chances and goals that the opponent will create and score. When England have been defensive, go through the tournament. Slovakia got a goal against England. Switzerland had a number of chances, got a goal against England. The Dutch could have scored twice, probably more. They scored once against England, although against the run of play, but they created chances when they went long through the free kicks and the corners that they took. Against Spain, England looked solid for about 45 minutes, but Spain played them off the park. When the moment they pushed up a bit, we saw how Spain carved them open. Yes, you may say that it happened in the second half, but it's a game of 90 minutes. If your strategy is only good enough for 45 minutes, especially in a final, then what good is that strategy? So look, for me, Southgate has done well, but his limitations over the past 8 years have shown that he perhaps is not the right guy to take this team forward. He may have put them together.
You think walking is the right
decision? I think it's the right.
He's not capable of the next level.
He may have introduced a certain, and I think that it is not for nothing when the ex-players and even the current generation say that the team is more united now. Players feel comfortable in the national team. They play together. They love coming to the national. Unlike the John Terry era, I don't think they're lying. There's something in there.
So there's been a cultural shift.
Yes, and he deserves credits for that. But if you look at this England team, do you think they play a football that reflects the collective abilities of their best players? I don't think they do. And that's why if you ask yourself...
There's a certain killer instinct to missing, sort of, in this team. The personality of the team.
Friends, these are things that you create. You are intentional.
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying that the personality of this England team it's not imposing enough. It's not a winning.
Spain don't have superior players to England.
But when they play against you can see that
because
they're fearless. They're coming after you.
There. And you see,
there's an identity.
Thank you. That's
already
there's an
existing
identity
with that Spain team. Look, let's be
but you see, Daniel, before I finish,
Yeah.
the manager could have easily decided to revert to stick to the 4-3-3 that he inherited from the team. Let them play in that same way and see if it works. If it doesn't, well, this was a strategy that the people would not question. But he realized that there were certain elements in the team who will perhaps thrive under a very different setup. Look, you are not required to. And you see, the thing for England is, what is even England's identity? This is perhaps the one situation, England are perhaps the one country where...
You're talking stylistically.
Yes. What is even England's identity?
what they played.
This is perhaps... England is perhaps...
under Southgate.
No, not under Southgate. When you talk about, when they say typical British football, that's
Route
what they played.
Like, what did they play?
That's what they played. It's being compact, scrappy
Being
goals,
overly in a haste
and
get the ball forward.
and pragmatism. You don't.
Yeah.
They don't impose an attacking
But you see,
philosophy. That's
England is perhaps that country where you can take any adventurous football, their system, and try it. If
And
it
it
doesn't
will
work,
work.
people won't kill you.
Maybe it will
Because they don't have any identity that you can say they are wedded to. That they can say, this is what we did, and it brought us these results.
I think the most identifiable thing about English football, every time I hear
Hard
there's
work.
only one. No, there's one word that sits through every single thing about English football. Can anyone guess what it is? Speed, fast.
Look, and you see, in the
That's
end,
it. Like if you mention Premier League, speed, fast. If you and you think about the kind of players they've produced in the past, the
And you see,
wingers, all the
friends,
players they've had in
in
the
the
past.
end,
quick
all of these,
players.
in the end, all of these things have not really brought
been
them.
blessed with technical players.
That's the issue.
When I say Lampard is
you
not
see,
technical.
No, but also
Friends, they have.
isn't that the difference now that
Friends,
they have
friends,
more technical
That is
That's
even
what I'm
players
saying
now.
now.
That is even a myth. They
Now.
have had, friends, it is a myth. England have had. They've had very technical players
Look,
who they could have built with.
Let me tell you something.
Michael Carrick, friends. If
The
Michael
only
Carrick had been
proper-
German,
Scores.
Look,
if Michael
the
Carrick,
proper-
Scholes, they had been German, Spanish, Italian, they perhaps would have had better international careers than they had in England.
Fact.
For me,
Fact.
I'm just going to end by saying that
Facts.
Southgate did well to a certain extent. And I've mentioned the areas where he will get his stones. But going forward, England are in a situation where there's too much talent to waste by going in search of another conservative manager. Get someone who will let this team lose,
Who is that?
but also maintain balance. At this point, I think they have to look abroad. I don't have a lot of confidence in Eddie Howe, Graham Potter, because those are the most prominent.
I mean,
English
Tuchel is
coaches.
available.
look, not to play the devil's advocate, but I don't agree. I
Don't agree with that. You.
Ah.
So you're saying
On which
Southgate
point?
should not
Calm
have
down.
walked?
Before Southgate came,
Southgate should not have walked.
no. Before Southgate came, put the names on paper away. What proper results had England
They were
achieved?
losing against
They were losing.
Iceland.
They were not.
They were getting kicked out against
Euros.
Iceland. Portugal kicked them out of Euro 2004, World Cup 2006. Portugal were not in top 10 in the world. They
didn't
got kicked
qualify
out of
for
group
Euros
stages.
08.
They didn't qualify. Euro 2000, they were kicked out in the group stages. 96 is the one they got to when they hosted and they went to a friend is
The final.
Semi.
semi-final.
Semi-finals, yeah.
Southgate missed
Look.
penalty.
They have been underachieving. You can't carry that group and all of a sudden expect that they should come and show you trophy. Look, what Southgate has done, it is a big deal. Oh.
But also,
The
it's not the
only
same
reason-
group, though.
No,
Not
no.
the same players.
But
It's not about the
Has
same
he,
group.
has he
No.
overachieved?
no, I should
No.
make a good point that
Has
you
he
What I'm
overachieved?
saying is,
yes.
what I'm saying is that stop looking at who is on paper. Stop looking at the players who is
No,
on paper.
but-
How
but-
you? No,
friends,
let me
but
land.
you
Let me
can't.
land.
Friends,
Let me land.
friends, you
Let me
can't.
land. Let
You
me
are
land. I
lying
think
to
you've
I
land.
made
have
your
a question for you. Go on.
If you let
Stop
me
looking
finish.
at those on paper. The point is, you can't criticize Southgate for the way he's played because he's reached the semi-final. He's reached the final. If you are going to make a point, say that. And there's no proof. When you look at the body of work that coaches have done in the past, how many times has attacking offensive football won international trophies? As against pragmatic style of football. Okay? So you can't tell Southgate and you can't tell me that if England were proactive against Croatia, they would have won. If England were proactive against Italy the last time, they would have won. If England were proactive against Spain, they would have won. You can't tell me that. Because This team,
Out of the 4 teams that reached the semi-finals, only one of them played attacking football. That's what you're trying to say, right?
that's the point.
Friends,
Which is Spain.
Which
The
is
team that
Spain.
eventually
Literally.
everybody else
Which is
got there
Spain.
by
Friends, I have
being.
a
By
question.
being,
I have a question.
when you look at teams that have won international competitions, season, look, apart from this Spain team, you have to go up until
To another Spain.
2012, another Spain team. 2010, another Spain team. Because Germany Germany didn't play.
We're not explosive.
Germany
No,
were,
friends,
they
friends,
were very
friends.
technical,
Context,
very
friends, context.
pragmatic.
Which international team in the last 20, in fact, do the last 30 years,
Okay.
has won an international tournament playing the sort of football England plays?
France.
This is
won.
what you call conservative
France won.
football.
France won.
France and England were worlds
Italy
apart.
France
Italy
and who?
didn't play the
No,
horrible
but-
football
but-
England
but-
played.
but-
Wait,
but-
no,
but
no,
here
no.
at
What
this
is,
point-
what is horrible
Friends,
about what
context.
Friends, here at
Do you know
this
why?
point- hold on.
So let me
Oh,
answer him.
actually, hold on.
Friends, let me answer him. All of those teams, tell me they play compact football and were still as vulnerable as England have looked all through the tournament. There's
Okay,
not a
that's his
single
point.
one.
He's trying to say
There's
that.
not a single
Achu,
one.
hold on. You hold on for a bit. Achu is trying to say that the teams that you are mentioning to have won playing the way England played, he's saying that they didn't play the way England played.
No.
Okay,
That's all he's saying.
okay. Let me break it down for you.
Okay.
How many goals did France concede in the 2018 World Cup final?
The final.
Yeah, the
They
final.
considered 3 goals.
Two
goals.
It was
It
4.
was 4-2, yes.
Go back and watch France versus Belgium in that semi-final and look at the chances the Belgian team created.
Mhm.
Perhaps the easiest game they played was the Uruguay game. That was the one they completely dominated. Go to the group stages, even their first game against Australia.
Mhm.
Look at how they struggled. Australia were hitting them on counter-attack. It took an own goal in the 81st minute for France to win. Yet they were able to cry. Look, there's no formula to
What are you
international
saying? No,
football.
what are you saying?
What I'm
No,
saying
he's
is
saying
that
is that
there's
France
no
were not as
scientific
compact
proof.
as
But
There's
that team
no
didn't
steady-
win. You mentioned
they
which
won.
of
They won
the
2018
2000
World Cup.
He's talking
They won
about
2018 World Cup. Or they didn't
He's
win.
talking about the France 2018.
I'm talking about the
World Cup.
France 2018 team.
wait. So
Yes.
wait.
They are the
so-
team that considered
Friends,
2 in the final.
Wait.
Yes.
So the idea is that because France conceded 2 goals against Croatia in the final,
see,
Not
no.
that. Not that.
You've made your point.
Uh-huh.
So let me also
I want
build.
to understand.
No,
I want to
let-
clarify.
Let me also build my
Context
point.
matters.
Okay.
What I'm saying is
He's
that
introduced
look,
the context of
Alright, actually-
teams, presumably, friends.
Yes.
Presumably,
Uh-huh.
compact football shouldn't concede chances and then concede goals.
Mhm.
I want to understand that per the examples that
that's
he's
what
given,
you are saying. You said that.
and you have
As you
said,
mentioned, who played the horrible
been-
football
you've been
in your
compact.
opinion?
but France didn't
Doesn't
play
mean
horrible
you will
football
not concede
Yeah.
chances.
in the
You
volume
will-
of
you
chance.
will
That's what I
limit.
said in the
Yes.
manner England did.
You will limit it.
As France have looked
This
at
is
Germany.
what let me bring clarity to what is happening.
You see,
here.
you're not
But
allowing me
you
to
are-
say it.
No,
You've
because
spoken
you are-
for 15
That's why
minutes.
you-
You've made your point. I'm saying
it's a
allow
question
me
I'm
to also
asking.
You're not
speak.
listening
I'm not
to
answering
him.
your
You're
question.
saying-
I'm
You're not
answering-
allowing me to ask the question. That's
You
why
are-
you don't
no,
get it.
I can't talk for
Stop
5 seconds. Then you
Let me
ask me a
ask the
question. Then I
question.
talk
You
for
get-
5
What's
seconds.
the
Then you ask
question?
me
You
a
are the one
question.
interjecting. He's on
Allow
the
him
floor.
to-
I'm on the floor. You are
Not
interjecting,
me.
but you are
I'm trying to
interjecting
stop
with
you. You are
another
not
whole
listening.
I was
submission.
asking a question.
What's the question?
He has
Ask
not even
again.
made his point.
I've not even
He's
made
not
the
finished
point.
Yeah.
making
He
his
made the
point.
point.
No, no,
I was
actually-
asking the
actually,
question.
what's the
Then
question?
French jumped.
No,
in.
what's the question?
The question to him is
Yes.
he saying that the French team of 2018,
Yes.
because they considered 2 goals,
Mhm.
they were as open as this England team have looked in this tournament?
And we are okay. Good question.
Mhm.
But the point Daniel and I were trying to make is that the question you asked, if you listen to him, you will not ask that question because that's not what he said. He said the France team of 2018. He made a point. He said they considered so many chances in the game against Australia in the group stages. He said when they played against Belgium, they considered so many chances. So he made a build-up of points.
Because you were also in a hurry, you missed the point I asked. The comparative element here is England. I said,
Yes.
these matches that you are referring to, they look as open and vulnerable as England have throughout the tournament.
And he said yes.
But they said, yeah, that's the whole point. He said they were conceding chances
Go on.
galore and
In
even
fact, go
considered
on.
2
You see,
goals in the final.
You see, we are not talking with feelings. We are talking with facts. The whole game against Netherlands, England considered 2 shots on target. Netherlands didn't create. Let's not come and do like Netherlands carved England open. Netherlands didn't
They
create.
didn't.
That was probably their worst
Ah.
attacking game of
Ah.
the competition.
Wait, so
Netherlands
you're
didn't create.
manipulating figures here.
Netherlands. Oh, my
Friends. And
goodness.
so let me tell you
Ah.
what.
No,
Coach,
you see,
you have been a
actually,
coach. Someone sent in a cross. Just an analogy, and I won't respond to anything again. Someone sent in a cross. There is a chance for someone to perhaps head it on target. Then somehow the defender either doesn't get his head to it, the attacker, or he gets his head to it, but it's off target. So because it was not on target, that chance doesn't register.
0.65 was Holland's worst
That chance
XG
doesn't
in the
register.
competition. It happened against
Go on.
England. So now your plenty talk has been explained, right? 0.65. Is that
Go on.
that a team that created goal scoring
they didn't.
opportunities? Thank you very much. I'm glad that we
In
can
that
reach
game, the
conclusion.
English were even better than that.
They were way better. Considered. In fact, it wasn't 0.65 is not even a child. It doesn't even amount to.
They
What?
scored against the run of play.
Thank you
And then
very
The
immediately-
Dumfries said that came off the bar wasn't a chance. The one that clipped the upright, it wasn't a chance. You are using XG.
Oh, Jesus.
Someone had a free header, but because XG says it was 0.65.
A free header
it is
from
not-
where?
Go on.
The poll
It was a
doesn't
corner
move.
kick. He was
Look,
inside the penalty area.
Look,
Listen,
Then
Fence,
go on.
fence,
the poll
fence.
doesn't
Go
move.
on.
Okay, Achu.
Go on.
I
I thought you should
let's
go
make
on.
progress.
No.
So Daniel says
2 points
I
before
have
you,
kept
2
quiet.
points
Go
before
on.
you interrupted. You said if we allow you to talk, you interrupted again. Then
you
you interrupted
interrupt
and
again. Why
interrupted
are you like
again.
that?
So that I know you are going
Why
to
are you
continue
like that?
interrupting. So let me talk
You
so
know
I
what
can
he's doing?
interrupt.
Then he ended up saying that the host is interrupting for it to ask him to stop talking.
See,
Go on.
see, as for this picking and choosing, wait, are you telling me that for a team to be good, they shouldn't concede a chance in a game?
That's impossible.
It is impossible.
Yeah.
It is about limiting it. That's why we put it into context. Holland had their worst XG against England. You are telling me Holland created chances, so England are bad. Go back and go and look at the series of the competition. That England group, the group stages, we had the least shots in that group. Teams were just not giving teams
In
win.
the whole competition.
When did Denmark score their goal from? From our 30-yard shot.
Mhm.
Is that an England team that was conceding chances to Denmark? No. That was one of Denmark's poorest games offensively. That was one of the games where, I think, what's his name? Eriksen created about 2 chances in that game.
Yeah.
Out of the 13 he created in the competition, was 2 that came against England. You can say England is boring. Okay? You can say that based on the attacking players that they have, you, in your opinion, they are not playing to the strength of the attacking players.
And they should be scoring
And
more.
they should be scoring more. But you can't say that what they are doing is not effective. If it's not effective, how do you reach finals back to back?
Mm.
They are getting it. Look, the only thing you can go against Southgate is his lack of killer instincts when he reaches the final. And for that one, once you are not a serial winner, it is very difficult. Unless maybe England want to face some Switzerland in the final. Then you can get over the line,
In fact,
get used to
the lack of killer. It's not even just about finals. It's the way he doesn't kill off teams even on the way.
Look, Deschamps, when he took over France, look at the team he inherited in 2014 World Cup. Remnants of the team from 2010 took some experienced heads, went to take the boys from the under 20. They had a talented squad. They got kicked out in the quarterfinal. Did they sack him? No. They went to Euros. They hosted it. We're facing a smelly Portugal team. Everybody thought that game
France
would be
were
done.
supposed to win.
France were supposed to win. They didn't win. Did they sack him? No. He tried 2018 World Cup.
2 years later.
Then he won. Then he went to the Euros with an even better squad than what we saw at the World Cup. Got knocked out in the round of 16. Just because he won that trophy in the World Cup. Deschamps is a master. I understand that winning is very important.
Yes.
But you can't look at the state of this England team before Southgate walked in and come and tell me they were playing horrible football. Okay, I'm sorry they didn't entertain you, but I don't think Southgate cared if he was entertaining you. Southgate was there to get results. His English fans, obviously, it will pain them. But I think England are not the happiest they've ever been since 1966.
Of course they are.
Why are the players talking about him so highly? Why are the fans talking about him so? You can't stand on the outside and watch, because you see Kane and you see Bellingham and you see Foden and you see what they are doing at City. They are expected to. It is the manager who decides how to play. And that manager has been effective. You don't just walk into a World Cup and reach a semi-final because you are playing horrible football.
Fair
and you
enough.
are not
But
good.
isn't there still?
No,
No,
it's not fair enough, matter.
No.
You can't look down on the coaching credential. Can you tell me that Southgate can't play that style? I don't agree. Was it not?
Okay.
What is the
It is not a matter
no,
of
Let
opinion.
me talk. I was quiet when you
It
were
is
talking.
not a matter of opinion.
What is the
Where
diff-
has he done
What
that?
is
Oh,
the
you wait.
what is the
I-
difference?
I also have a lot to say on the
asked the
matter.
question.
Coach.
Your first comment was that he's incapable. He
What?
says he disagrees. Let him make it.
What is the difference?
I have a question.
What is the difference?
So
in the
he's
rule? I don't
responding
want
to
your
basically
question. I want
everything I
to
was
talk.
saying.
Then you
Will I get a chance to respond?
You get a
Because
chance.
he's not making an
you get a chance.
independent
No, hold on.
analysis.
You've made your
We
point.
have time. You
I'm
get a
only
chance to
asking him
respond.
that.
Go on.
You've made
Daddy
your
K.
point.
So you
wait,
finish
let him
from
finish.
because I was going to
His
say
whole
that.
analysis is based on everything I said.
Yes,
and
it's
sometimes
okay.
even saying the
yes,
wrong.
he says he disagrees with
Sometimes-
you, and he's making his
Sometimes
point.
even misrepresenting it. I'm only asking, will I get a chance to respond? Because there's been a lot of things he said that I did
okay.
not even say.
All right, for example,
Like what?
yes.
That I said the football he plays is not effective.
No, maybe
Because it's horrible.
maybe-
Me, I said it's not
maybe
effective.
he's not quoting you verbatim, but within the context. It's very
No,
general.
it's- what he's saying and what
No,
I
so
said
you
are-
are, no, so you
worlds
agree it's
apart, but
effective.
go
If
on.
you agree it's effective, then you don't have
No,
a case.
no.
If you agree that
He
it's
said
effective, then you have a
England
case.
were-
But
Why?
what-
Is it there to entertain?
What
you?
sort of horrible deduction is that?
No,
no.
Because, okay, I think what you said is
Okay.
ineffective.
Actually,
Oh, if you didn't say that, then it means you agree with me.
No.
What sort of horrible deduction
that's
is that?
not what it is.
That's
Actually,
what he's saying.
No, actually,
He's trying to box it. So if I said that, that's not what I said.
Achutamaklo, please.
I asked you a basic question.
No, please.
He's responding to
Hold
the things
on,
I said.
hold
Will I
on.
get a chance to respond?
Hold
Answer
on.
and let's move on.
Hold on. You have interrupted a lot.
Mhm.
We tried to get you to be quiet for him to finish. You have come to jump to attack
I'm
me
only
again,
asking
to
you a
ask
question.
me if you get a
That
chance
That
to
is another
respond.
line of interjection.
Just
You let him
answer.
So
finish.
that's what I'm trying
You
to
are the
make a point
moderator.
that
Just answer.
Actually,
because
I'm
I
trying to
noticed
make
that
a point.
the entire analysis is built on everything I said.
You
and
said-
with a lot of
No,
misrepresentations.
yes, you said
And I asked
misrepresentation.
you,
Yes.
this one.
I
Why
asked
are
you-
we even delaying this?
I ask you, for example, what did he misrepresent? And you stated what you believe he misrepresented. And coach was even trying to help that. Maybe he didn't quote you verbatim, but it is still in the same line of
Will I
conversation.
get
No,
a
no,
chance to
you've
respond?
responded.
Yeah, I won't say
You said he
anything.
misrepresented. We asked which one.
Oh.
And you stated which one.
You asked me for an example.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Is there another one?
The question I asked you is, will I get a chance to respond?
No,
I don't
Your
want to
response is
interject.
what you are
Wait, wait,
getting.
wait, wait.
Will you get another?
To
Is there
respond to
another
what?
one? To respond
No,
to what?
continue.
To respond to what?
Mm.
So, my question was that despite everything that you have said, is there still not justifiable reason for why people are calling for his head? I.e., what Achu's point is that he still has limitations. Or you just disagree with the kind of limitations Achu says he has. Is that where the variance? Because it looks like
His
you are
only-
also making an argument towards the fact that he should leave.
Look, no, he has left.
No, as in yes, that
Look.
he's
His only look. That's why I was trying to draw a picture of where he
I
picked
guess
this
it.
team from. No, you don't get it because he keeps interrupting. So even the people who are listening can't even follow my train of thought.
okay.
Where he picked this team from.
Yes.
This team they were not winners.
Correct.
They were serial bottlers.
They've never
Correct.
been winning.
They've never been winners.
Correct.
He has taken them to the position where now England enter competitions knowing that they can reach the final stages.
Yes.
There's a difference between a manager who can drag your hand and take you there and a manager who can win it for you.
Okay.
That is why I feel like he himself knows that he's run his course because
Mhm.
back-to-back final with a World Cup, a semi-final, he's now created a group of players who believe that they are meant for the latter stages of competition. So now you need a winner
They need a Moses.
to cross the line. That's all. No, they need a Joshua to cross the line. Moses has taken them there, but Moses won't enter.
Okay.
So Joshua will take them and enter the promised land. That's the difference.
yes.
But I won't allow this podcast to end without addressing the fact that you are telling me that the manager is incapable of. Meanwhile, we've seen that he's done it before. I don't get it. Look, England at the World Cup in Qatar. It's like people don't remember. England were damn interesting at the World Cup.
They shouldn't have
In
lost to
Qatar.
France, in my opinion.
In Qatar. Did you watch it?
We did.
Did you watch England at the World Cup in Qatar? We all expected a similar performance at the Euros and what we saw in 2018. That was literally the deviation from that. He was attacking, yet he didn't win. So you can't tell Southgate that when he's offensive, you win. And that was the poorest result they have shown
Yeah.
since he took the job. He was very
That's the
pragmatic.
earliest they've been knocked out. in the
Earliest they've
competition.
been knocked out against France in the quarterfinal. They scored how many? They scored like 6 goals against this team. They scored like 6. England scored 6. Check.
I
Look,
think in the group stage.
England were very interesting to watch at the World Cup. He allowed his attacking players to play. They played their football.
Was that on
It was
Panama?
only against France. Only against France. Even that one safe, they were not boring to watch. Obviously, they respected the opposition. And then he managed his team. And
But
even
they gave
that
it a
one,
go. They gave it
even
a
that
go.
one, look at the chances that they created. And yes, they didn't win. What I'm saying, there's no scientific evidence for you to tell Southgate that if he plays offensive football, he'll win. There are simple things in key moments of management that certain managers can take you over the line. That's just what it is. There are some managers who are good for certain things. When you are in a bad period, they can come and take you to compete. When you want to win, there are managers who can take. England didn't bring Southgate for him to straight away start winning trophies.
Fair enough.
Listen to the assessment that
Fair enough.
they've
Your point is now
So-
very well made.
so-
My next question to you then is, who is that next manager to take them to go and win?
a winner.
Who is the winner?
Look,
I asked actually the same question.
there are plenty managers who are available, who are even in jobs, who have won
Like
things.
Sarah Wegman.
Oh, bugger. Look, managers who don't crumble under pressure. Managers who
But
understand the
Tuchel will
stage.
do a good job.
Tuchel could do a good job with this England team. He is a winner. But look, it's about
Because
they
it's free
deciding.
now.
When I'm looking at
do a
the
good job.
when I look at the options that they are parading, the Eddie House and the Graham Potter, I think they are going to take the team back.
And Ange Postecoglou,
They are going to take the team back.
Pochettino.
Pochettino can win with this England team. He is good enough to, at least he's better than the guys who are on. But I don't think they should go for Pochettino. Look, where you've
Is
reached,
Pochettino a winner?
but he's won things. Hasn't he won things?
Eh?
Hasn't he won things in his career?
Like what?
Oh, he's won the league in France.
He's won the league in France. He won cup. And what is
He's taken Spurs and unfancy Spurs team to the final.
That's
He's
what
learned from
Southgate has done. That
No,
is
no,
not what they
no,
do.
I'm saying
no,
that
no,
no, you
Oh,
asked
no,
me.
no, no.
I
made
was
it.
referring to
Yes,
coach,
I'm
not you.
comparing Pochettino to the options that
the
they've been given.
unfancy sense.
Pochettino is a better option than Eddie Howe and Graham Potter, in my opinion.
Fact.
That's what I'm
No,
saying. I'm
fact.
not saying that
Fact.
he's the best manager to. But if those are the ones you have available, fine.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
Southgate, dear,
Coach,
he's not. He wasn't there to entertain you.
Is he?
He wasn't there to.
Achu
play.
says
He
he
got his-
didn't
he
think
did the
that
job.
Southgate was good enough. Daniel says he disagreed because Southgate has taken the team from.
Again, you are
No, no, no.
misrepresenting me. If you are going to quote me, listen when I talk.
You
At what
didn't
point
say
did I
Southgate
say-
wasn't good enough.
At what point?
You
never-
say the person is incapable of
You
coaching
didn't say
somewhere.
that.
No, listen. Let me.
You are
Let,
unbelievable. The two of you are insufferable.
let me come.
Okay, here's a third person. Coach,
Okay.
did
Is
he?
he- maybe.
I don't
because
know.
he's not- You are not quoting him verbatim, so he thinks you are misread.
It's not even
Misread.
about coach.
It's
We
not
don't need to
about
quote.
coaching.
We don't need
It's
to
not-
quote
it's
you.
not-
Okay,
We
no,
don't
no,
need to
no.
It's
quote
not
you
about what I
verbatim.
think.
Fair enough.
No,
fair
but we don't
enough.
need to
it's
quote
not
you
about what I
verbatim.
think.
Coach, I'm asking. No,
This thing that
Achu,
this
it's
thing
okay.
is very
I'm
unfair.
asking a third person.
You wait.
What did you hear from what Achu said?
I think it's not very different from what you are saying.
I'm shocked. You are the
No,
only person who is
you
thinking
asked
something
me.
different. You
I
can't say
made the
something.
analysis and I concluded by saying I think they need someone who will play more on the front foot because this team, the elements they have, is better
They are
suited to
capable
that.
of playing on the front foot. Yes. Okay.
So how would I
But what
say?
did you know? But
But
how
you
did you
did say-
assess Southgate?
But you
When
did
I
say
ask you about
the
that, no,
manager is not capable of getting
So
the
you
team
asked-
to play in a certain way.
Yes.
He said he's not capable.
How is that different? How is that the same as saying he's not good enough?
No,
what's the difference between capable and not
No,
good?
you asked a very specific question. You see, you are being very disingenuous here. You asked me.
Nobody's
The
good.
very first
Okay,
question,
hold on.
the
Let
very
me
question
listen-
you
let me
asked
listen to
was
him.
about how he cannot accommodate Bellingham in a specific role. And I told you that
Yes.
when he did it in the past, the team had better protection. And I told you
Yes.
because there was Henderson, there was Rice.
Yes.
It was easier to do that.
Yes.
Then I expanded that argument and said that we haven't seen him do that over a prolonged time, right?
Mhm.
To form that basis and say, this is what he has done. So based on that, he can do it. And I even gave you the example that
Mhm.
in the times when they've actually been very adventurous, playing with the handbrakes on and taking some risks, it's been against teams who cannot punish them. Don't be
Correct.
so.
I heard
So
that.
at what point did I say that he's not good enough? How does that explanation equate to Southgate is not good enough?
Southgate is not good enough to tactically vary. That's what I picked from it. And that is what you're saying. You said, I gave you a different tactical variation. And I asked why he couldn't try that. And you said he didn't
And
try
even
that
in your
because-
answer, Seth,
Yes,
even in your answer,
Yes,
So-
in your
so
answer,
even in
no,
your
in your
answer,
answer,
you contradicted
no,
yourself.
When you
hold
say
on.
that-
You say that he did it first
Friends.
because no. You say he did it
So
first
when you
because
say
he had
that-
better protection.
No, I'm
So
trying
when
to
you say
explain.
he can't do it now because he's not capable
See,
of.
that's why what
No,
I'm saying
that's
that
what he said.
you have to
Hold on.
listen. I
Because
said
Achu, I'm
the
trying
guy
to-
There was a
hasn't
question
done
I was
that
going to ask.
repeatedly.
No, it's not
you
fair.
see.
There was a question I
I
was
said
actually going
the
to
guy
ask.
hasn't done
Before he
repeatedly.
interrupted me and I just refused
What
to
was the
answer.
question?
I was going to ask him that what the role that Henderson was doing for England in 2018 and 2020 that allowed him to use Bellingham in that as that third midfield. What is that? What's the difference between that role and what Gallagher has been doing in certain one-off matches? Is that something that Gallagher can do? Isn't it a similar profile that Gallagher can do?
Friends.
Can't you do box to box? Can't he be
I'm
covering
very-
for people?
I'm very
to
glad
allow-
that-
So
I'm
you
glad
can't
he
you
asked
can't
that
look at
question.
this
Alright.
and tell me
You have
that
asked the
he's
question. Let him
incapable
respond.
of
I'm
doing
glad
that.
he asked.
Yes.
I'm glad
Go
he
on.
asked
The
that
person
question.
has done
Go
it
on.
before. You are saying
When
he's
I was
incapable of
making the
doing it.
point,
Let him respond.
when I was making the point,
Yes.
you remember I said, and I repeated it again.
Yes.
He hasn't done that repeatedly enough and against quality opposition for us.
Yes,
to
he
see.
did say that.
Even in your question, you are saying that one off.
Yes.
Come on.
He's
So
done
you-
it in a World Cup. You are saying he's not done it
Oh,
repeatedly
You were
enough.
just admitting
What
that
are you
it's a
talking
one-off.
about? No, it
How
doesn't
is
make
that
sense.
different
So
from me
Achu,
saying that he's
in your
It doesn't make
analysis,
sense.
no,
Somebody
but-
has played a
Depends.
certain
You are
style
the English
for the
teacher
duration
here.
of a tournament,
No,
and you are telling me he hasn't
you are
done
the
it
English-
enough
you-
repeatedly.
Daniel, be
I'll keep quiet
consistent.
because when he was talking,
You
you
see,
didn't ask
you
me
are
to
being
keep quiet.
inconsistent.
All right.
In one breath, you've just said it is a one-off. Now you are just saying that it's the
Alright,
entire
the
tournament.
two of you.
Did he not just say?
I'm
Okay,
saying,
the
is
two
that
of
a
you.
role Gallagher? We've not seen
The two of you.
Gallagher
Okay.
before.
Now
Yes,
you're
or
running
no?
away from your own
yes or no?
expression.
Okay,
I beg
you
the two of you. Why?
You want to misquote him, but I won't get a chance to defend
These
myself
two-
on what
these
exactly
The
I
guy
said.
has spoken. You see, this thing is not
Yes.
fair. When I was speaking,
What you
I've
and Fent
literally
are doing is
I've
what
not
is
even-
not
I've
fair.
not been allowed to flow for 3 minutes because of constant interruptions. Then anytime he interrupts, now I have to answer the question he asked and forgo
back
what
to
I
You
was
made
saying.
it your
Thank you.
business to misrepresent
Alright,
what I said.
alright.
Of course, I wouldn't sit here and keep
Actually,
quiet.
So you wait.
Coach.
You see,
So let's take your thoughts on
Yeah.
this whole Southgate
You see,
leaving England.
the fact of the matter is,
Yes.
he's done what
Okay. He's not capable of doing more.
no, he couldn't. If you look at the way he's managed the two major finals that he's played in, which virtually tells everybody what his level is.
It has exposed a certain level of limitation.
Limitation to his game.
I see.
You see, not all managers are born winners.
Mhm.
We know of managers who coached and they have no silverware to show.
Yeah.
Let me just take you quick to the final to show how
It won't get better
it
even
will
if
get
it
better if it
stays.
stays there. Look, England considered that second goal, the goal that won Spain the game, I think with 4 minutes to the end.
Mhm.
My team, a proper born winner who clearly understands what a final game means to it,
Close shot.
Mhm.
definitely will not be conceding goals with 4 minutes to go. Not that type of goal. Maybe
Yeah.
you can afford to concede from a set piece,
Yeah.
but not the type of goal that allows your opponent to do 1, 2, that rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, go. No. And if you look at the game that day, around that time, go back to the clip and look at Southgate. He was telling his players to push forward, push
Keep
forward,
going forward.
keep going.
You think that was a mistake?
That was a horrible mistake
I see.
because you are playing against the best team of the team. You yourself in your pre-match interview, you've acknowledged the fact that these guys are the best. We will need to take care of the ball better. Something that will be very difficult because Spain are not only better at possession, they are better at pressing the ball,
Yeah.
winning
Yeah.
the ball back.
Yeah.
You've trailed, you've gotten back into the game against the run of play. There's 4 minutes to go. Look, a Mourinho, a Pep, those well-born winners, they would have looked at the clock and called it, come on. Because even in that first half, when they were very compact, they limited the number of chances
Yeah.
Spain could create against them. And I felt that goal was a coaching deficiency on the part of Southgate.
The first goal.
No, the
No,
second,
the second goal.
the one that won them. My team in the final, where the cap is sitting there, there's the cap there, will not concede from such open play.
Close shot.
Close, I will cross it.
And go again in
Regroup.
the extra
Everybody
time.
behind the ball.
How does that relate? Like, speak about that in relation to the 2021 final,
Yes,
where
again-
he sat back
Again, in the
after the
2020,
score.
listen, no, I'm coming. Again,
So it's like two different.
yes, he's done the wrong thing twice,
Mhm.
depending on the prevailing situation.
Yes,
The
and the quality of
oppositions
the opposition.
were different.
Yeah,
In the one he lost at home, after going up in the game very early,
They were there.
And
The
the late
opposition was
it was
there.
time for the taking.
yeah.
He delayed because
So
he-
that was
Especially
when they
the
should have done that.
that's why he
They
should have
go
done
for
that. Because there were old men there who were panting for breath,
Especially the substitutions.
especially the substitutions.
Yeah,
You understand? While in this one, rather,
where he should be
with
doing
4,
this.
3 minutes to go, he just said, take the steam out
Yes.
of it. Calm down. Because you could clearly see another extra 30 minutes.
So confused hand gestures.
That is where, you see, exactly. That is
So
where
it's-
That's the winning mindset.
that's the
right.
winning mindset.
the-
Your ability to read the situation better and say, look, under this, this is the right way to approach. And for me, it hurts because normally you can, I wouldn't say you can pardon the head coach. There are assistant coaches there.
Mhm.
They should be a bit calm.
One of his assistants is Jimmy Floyd.
Jimmy Floyd has
Yeah.
him. They should be rather calm and go into him and say, look, there's 4 minutes to the end of this.
Kill it. Stop.
Let's kill it. Because whoever concedes may not have the opportunity to respond. That's the way you play in final.
Yeah. It was very little time.
Little time to
the
respond.
problem with
Because
a lot of the coaches at this level is that how experienced are even the assistants in handling such situations?
that's what I'm
to
saying.
bring
That
to bear?
for someone who lost a final so painfully 3-4 years ago,
Mhm.
another opportunity. Look, you should stay in the game for as long as you can.
Was there former Chelsea assistant still there?
To Steve Clark.
No,
No,
not
he's
Steve
not
Clark.
Who?
The one who was with Chelsea at the 2012 final. The materials assistant. What's his name? Who was
Southgate hasn't changed his
Southgate's
assistant.
assistant.
So it means he's there because he's not changed any of the assistants.
you know the one I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, what's his Chelsea
I've forgotten
assistant?
his name.
You know the one I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's there.
No, but you see, coach, look, when England have been kicked, and I'm not a fan of Southgate, but it's been fine margins against
That's what
Croatia.
I'm coming.
It's been fine margins against. So his only deficiency is that win, that X factor thing.
And no, I'm
Yeah, so
that is what I'm saying.
Right now, he
That-
should let somebody who will.
That's what I'm saying. That it is just to
I was talking
buttress
about
the.
Steve Hall.
Okay.
Holland.
That's just to buttress your point. That it is the time for him to what he has done what he can do.
That is the maximum.
Up him.
So to use, I choose paraphrase word, or is it paraphrased or quote? I'm quoting him, incapable
No,
of doing better.
of course, maybe he's not capable of
The
getting
next
this
step.
team to win a tournament.
Mhm.
But that
Okay.
doesn't make him a bad coach.
Fair enough.
At
I
all.
think that point is clear.
And to again add that if you were that low, you were losing against Iceland, and this manager walks in there for 8 years, he's played in 2 major finals. He's gotten to the semi-finals of the World Cup, knocked out at the quarterfinals of another World Cup. Then you can only say thank you to him for a job well done.
Yeah.
But going forward, you need a born winner.
Who is that?
Me, personally, I don't see any English manager as we speak.
There's a certain campaign now that he must be English.
That is absolute rubbish. You should
Because none
look-
of the English
No,
options
but
available
you should
now
look
is
out for the
capable.
man who can do the job. And that should not be chin chin chin. He should be an Englishman. Who are they mentioning? Porter Ball. We've seen Porter Ball. We've seen what Porter Ball is capable. We've seen the limitations of Porter Ball. What you want to do is to get in that dressing room a manager who's got personality.
Okay.
If they will listen to me,
A born winner.
my personal advice, look, England, they should go all out to get Jurgen Klopp to come out of it.
That would be a
Yep.
good signing.
Look, it's international football. It's not something that club will be doing on a daily basis. He will not be on the pitch, at the training ground every day.
Yeah, but he will still be working.
No,
But he
he
said
will-
he's
no,
going
but-
away for a year.
And I'm saying that they should go to the man and get him to change that decision. To come and coach a national team, it's like you are even on a sabbatical.
Is it?
Of
You
course.
have to go everywhere and watch EPL
Oh, my
games
brother.
here and there.
Somebody like Jurgen Klopp, he sits in the comfort of his office in his home. Get a proper backroom staff. They know what he demands, the sort of reportage he demands. He watch every player.
To be fair, I
And
think that would be some
look,
signing.
He has a clear idea on how he wants his team to play. That is what is lacking with this England team now.
There's a
getting-
certain confusion and let me say uncertainty.
Uncertainty about it.
Mm.
And that belief is given to them by the manager. They should do everything because the next major tournament is the World Cup in America and Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
From now, they are not going to play international football return where? Somewhere in November.
No, September.
September.
And then March.
And then March.
No,
Jurgen
there's
Klopp.
October too.
Jurgen
November.
Klopp can
No,
come.
September and November.
Jurgen Klopp come and play 2 games in September, 2 games in November. He go and sit there again. The next time he comes again is in March.
But you see, Chris, the
coming.
English, you can't take their job and do that kind of thing.
No, but would he be coaching them whilst they are playing for their club?
That's what I
No,
said.
no.
Not coaching, but there will be work.
Yes.
But I'm not saying he will not work. But you see,
You have
the
to go
sort
to
of
every
job.
Premier League game.
Oh, but
I get what you mean. It's not physically
He's
demanding.
already doing that.
Yeah.
Club is already. He will be going to games. He will be watching games.
Cool. Let's
And
look
then-
at.
So please, just my last point.
Yeah, sure.
My last point. As for Southgate, England should be very grateful to him.
I agree.
They should be very and extremely grateful to him. He goes into their record books as the most successful manager since is it Ramsey who won them the
66.
tournament in 1966?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Somebody says
see,
we are very.
There's another record
Yeah.
that not even Ramsey can boast of. The record of getting England to play in the final outside of England.
yeah.
See that.
Not in any
before.
competition.
No.
See that.
66 they hosted
96
96 semi-final.
final.
This one.
They hosted it.
They hosted it.
Southgate is the only
But
manager.
why do you people speak like they've been to multiple finals? Just
That's
not-
what I'm saying.
That's
been
the
to
point, no?
Every
That's
final
the point,
that's
no?
every
Yes.
That's
final
the
they've
point.
been to,
They've-
it's
With far
been
more
on
talented teams.
home soil.
yeah,
But in
they've
Southgate,
been to 3 finals basically.
exactly.
Two of them are
Ramsey,
home, one away.
The World Cup wasn't his only major tournament. He had a chance to coach them outside England. They didn't get to the final.
Mhm.
But Southgate has done something that not even Ramsey could do. You can
And
argue.
what makes it more impressive is that it was in German soil.
That's
It means
it.
more for the
It
English.
means
Yeah.
them for them.
It means more
So
the
for
English.
me, he's done well. They should stop considering Porter,
And how?
the
Yeah.
Newcastle manager.
At the how.
They can't coach this team. The culture Southgate has left behind. You need
A big boy
a
winner.
big boy winner, a fatherly figure, somebody who will go and will bring the egos of Bellingham, Foden, and those people onto himself. Somebody who will go in there and look at Harry Maguire and tell him that if you don't play regularly at club level, you get out.
Fair enough.